Okay. Okay ya, baik. Terima kasih kepada semua yang hadir untuk sidang akhbar pertama. Pada hari pertama saya melaporkan tugas sebagai Menteri Kewangan Malaysia. Saya bersama dengan saya ialah Dato' Siti Zawiya Mak Desa dan juga Dato' Badri bersama dengan saya, Dato' Asri, ialah ketiga-tiga ialah timbalan KSP, itu Ketua Setiausaha Perbendaharaan. Saya ingin mulakan dengan mengucapkan selamat berpuasa kepada kawan-kawan Islam dan ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua pegawai kanan bahagian perbendaharaan yang telah memberikan taklimat yang agak intensif untuk hari pertama ini. Biar saya mula dengan kenyataan dalam bahasa Inggeris untuk kawan-kawan media daripada agensi-agensi luar negeri. My first day has started with a series of meetings with all senior Treasury officials led by the Deputy Treasurer General, Dato' Siti Zawiya Mak Desa, and separately with the Auditor General, Tan Sri Madinah binti Muhammad and her team. Both of them briefed me on the current status on the nation's finances and the shocking revelation that they were not able to access certain accounts and reports. There were also complaints that certain rate files that were only accessible to certain parties, which impeded officials and auditors from carrying out their professional duties with integrity. It is clear that the previous government has conducted an exercise of deception to the public about certain hot button items, especially 1MDB, and even misrepresented the financial situation to Parliament. A thorough investigation and discovery is still ongoing to uncover the necessary financial information and data. I have directed that all accounts must be accessible to both Treasury and the Auditor General in the interest of competency, accountability and transparency. Both the Treasury and the Auditor General will continue the discovery of these files to give the federal government a clearer and more accurate picture of our financial position. Despite these challenges, I'm optimistic and confident that we will be able to overcome these challenges and restore the financial health of the country. On a positive note, the Malaysian financial and banking system remains robust and well capitalized. In addition, non-performing loans, NPLs, constitutes less than 1% of the total loans portfolio. The fundamentals of the economy remain strong. Hence, once we are able to clean up the federal government's finances, we will be able to further strengthen public and investor confidence in Malaysia. I have also been informed by the Deputy Treasurer General, Dato' Siti Zawiya binti Muhammad Desa, that amongst the urgent items to be resolved in my first days of office is the payment of interest for 1MDB borrowings. This is because the amount of 143.75 million ringgit is due to be paid by 1MDB on 30th of May 2018. I've also been informed that Arukanda remains as the President and CEO of 1MDB until 30th of June 2018. Arukanda has today insisted that 1MDB is fully able to service its debt obligations. Therefore, I have given instructions for Arukanda to brief and clarify if 1MDB is able to pay the above sum due next week. I have also requested to meet the directors of 1MDB, Dato' Kamal Muhammad Ali and Dato' Nur Asman Ayub, to brief the Ministry on the state of affairs in 1MDB. We are extremely concerned with regards to the above because I have been informed by the Ministry of Finance officials that the MOF has been bailing out Guan NDB's debt service obligations since April 2017. Based on the list of payments, see attached appendix by the Ministry of Finance on behalf of Guan NDB, has amounted to 6.98 billion ringgit. The sum includes payments made to IPIC as part of the settlement agreement amounting to 5.05 billion ringgit. The above confirms the public suspicion that Guan NDB has essentially deceived Malaysians by claiming that they have been paid via a successful rationalization exercise. All this while it has been the Ministry of Finance who has bailed out Guan NDB. Worse, the list of payments to date only involves interest, coupon payments, and the advances from IPIC. They have yet to take into account the billions of ringgit of debt which will be due from the year 2022. I have also been informed that besides the 143.75 million ringgit due at the end of this month, another 810.21 million ringgit worth of interest is due between the months of September and November 2018. It's not 2017. 2018. There's some typing error there, 2018. I've instructed the officers to study in detail the debts and liabilities of Guan NDB and propose measures to resolve the crisis created by the scandal. We will also submit our findings to the Guan NDB task force formed by the Prime Minister. Thank you. Okey, ada apa-apa soalan? Selepas ini boleh. Ada apa-apa soalan? Ya. Yes, go ahead please.
Do we have an idea what's the current debt level and liabilities linked to Guan NDB? So far you've mentioned the interest payments only, but do you have an idea how large the debt pile is?
And that's why we are doing this discovery. The full discovery of information data. I think let us wait for all the information to be forthcoming. As I've said just now, there are red files, and we want to make sure that there are no more red files. Of course, most of them are connected to Guan NDB, but there are also others that would require, I think, further discovery.
When do you expect SST to come into effect? A rough date, like maybe Q4 next year?
Well, I think that one also is part of deliberations with the Treasury officials. I think we will, of course, want to replace GST with SST as soon as possible. Definitely will be done by this year, but I think let us work it out thoroughly before we give you an exact date. Okay.
Yesterday, Tun Dr. Mahathir said that the debt, national debt, is at 1 trillion ringgit. So can you elaborate? Are debt figures higher than was published previously?
Yes. I think I would like to confirm what Tun Dr. M said. Indeed, it is above 1 trillion ringgit. And I think this is revealed during the discovery exercise, where I think both all the relevant departments are able to start consolidating their numbers and their accounts. Previously, because certain files were not accessible, consolidation of the accounts and the reports were not available.
Can you tell us what the budget finances? Will you be restating the budget numbers?
Let me get the exact numbers first. So we will do the necessary adjustment. But as I said just now, also the fundamentals are still strong, and we are confident that we will be able to overcome these challenges. I think there would have, of course, necessary for some adjustment. But I think I will do I'll probably give a full-scale explanation when I get the numbers.
So with the rating agencies, right, we're talking about how even with the SST coming in, you still have about 1% of GDP lesser in revenue. what are the first step measures that you are going to look into to balance the accounts?
Well, we are looking at several options, and I think we should be able to come to a reasonable exercise so that our fiscal position will remain healthy. And I think that would, of course, depend on, again, as I mentioned earlier, having a full, accurate view of our actual financial position.
Then you decide on the measures after that you
No, I think we have several measures that we are considering. But I would like to expand on that only when I get all the data in hand. Because now we are still, as I said, in the process of discovery. When we met the Auditor General, she was happy that for the first time she would have access to certain files that was not available to her previously. So I think we need to give our officials a chance to do the necessary consolidation. All right? Yes?
What happens if one entity is not able to pay the lump sum this week?
Well, under the terms of the contract, if one MDB is unable to pay, and they have, of course, to write officially to inform us, then the government of Malaysia would have to pay. This is a back-to-back guarantee.
What is your feeling?
Dekat mana? Oh, saudara, sila.
Apa perasaan YB untuk menjadi sebahagian daripada kerajaan persekutuan, dan mungkin jawapan YB terhadap kritikan terhadap orang yang YB menghadapi masalah kes mahkamah?
Oh, saya berasa tentulah bangga dan amat mulia sekali kerana ini adalah satu peluang yang saya tidak jangka sama sekali. Dan berdasarkan kepada pengalaman saya semasa di Pulau Pinang, tentu untuk memastikan bahawa sistem ataupun kesihatan kewangan negara Malaysia boleh dipulihkan, saya rasa kita mesti balik kepada prinsip-prinsip asas, iaitu sistem kewangan mestilah cekap, accountable dan telus, dan membenarkan kita punya pegawai yang berpakaran menjalankan tugas mereka secara profesional dan integriti. Saya rasa itu penting. Dan sekiranya kita boleh buat demikian, saya yakin bahawa sistem kewangan kita boleh pulih. Tentang soalan saudara tadi, saya telah ulang banyak kali bahawa tuduhan dan dakwaan yang dibuat atas kepada saya, yang dibuat oleh kerajaan lama, adalah semata-mata satu tuduhan yang bermotifkan politik dan tidak berasaskan apa yang sebenarnya. Tapi saya tak boleh tambah lebih daripada itu kerana kita perlu benarkan due process dijalankan. Tapi itu memang satu serangan yang bermotifkan politik dan rakyat pun setuju. Nah, itulah sebabnya saya sekarang duduk dalam jawatan ini. Terima kasih.
YB, Alfi from Malaysia now. Berdasarkan sidang media yang dilakukan oleh Datuk Seri Azmin Ali pagi tadi, beliau mengatakan bahawa kerajaan semasa akan mengkaji semula projek-projek pembangunan. So adakah ini akan melibatkan pemotongan ataupun pengurangan bajet 2018 sedia ada?
Saya rasa semua option akan dipertimbangkan. Tapi saya tak mahu pergi secara terperinci. Sekiranya kita hendak buat sebarang keputusan, saya mahu rujuk kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri dulu. Kerana akhirnya mesti dapat restu daripada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri.
Datuk Seri, jadi bagaimana?
Saya bukan Datuk Seri, panggil saya saudara dah cukup.
Jadi berkenaan dengan bajet 2019 yang diumumkan oleh Datuk Seri Azmin Ali pagi tadi pada Oktober 19 nanti. So adakah jumlah peruntukan bajet 2019 nanti akan melebihi ataupun kurang daripada bajet 2018?
Saya tak berapa faham apa yang Datuk Seri Azmin sebut tadi.
Dia mengumumkan bahawa bajet 2019 akan dijalankan pada Oktober 19 nanti. So saya ingin bertanya kepada YB, adakah peruntukan bagi bajet 2019 nanti dananya akan melebihi 2018 ataupun lebih kecil?
Ini bajet saya rasa kita akan umumkan tarikh selepas diputuskan oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri dan Kabinet. So di sini saya belum fikir tentang tarikh yang patutlah, tapi kita akan lihat keadaan sama ada kita perlu awalkan ataupun ikut masa yang dijadualkan. So sehingga kini saya belum buat keputusan tentang perkara ini, tapi kita hendak mulakan proses penyediaan bajet. Saya rasa itu yang penting. Akhirnya tarikh saya rasa kena rujuk juga kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri, nak pastikan beliau ada, kerana tak mau bila bajet dibentangkan Yang Amat Berhormat tak ada. So saya rasa itu yang penting. So, biar kita mulakan proses persiapan bajet dulu. Dan pegawai-pegawai saya pun sedang buat persiapan sedemikian.
Okay, well, Adam here from the Edge.
Ya, sila.
So in your process towards strengthening the nation's fiscal position, right? Tun Dahi has mentioned before that he's not too concerned about the sovereign credit rating. So do you share the same view?
Well, as I said just now, that the fundamentals of the economy remain strong. I think what is important is to clean up the mess that has been left behind. And I think the investing public knows that once you clean up the mess, you can only grow stronger. And what we need is a vigorous as well as a robust financial system and economy to put Malaysia on a higher level, on a higher economic level. So in terms of sovereign ratings, definitely I would agree that there's nothing to be concerned about at this juncture. But in the long term, I think it is good for Malaysia for us to clean up our finances.
Will you be continuing with the fiscal consolidation agenda?
Come again?
Will you be continuing with the fiscal consolidation agenda?
Together?
Fiscal consolidation agenda.
Oh yes, definitely. I think as I mentioned just now, the fact that we do not want any so-called red files is to ensure that the consolidation can be done smoothly without any interference. What we want is an open book. Our finances, there must be an open book.
Or in terms of reducing the fiscal deficit, because there's some worries now that the fiscal deficit will increase moving forward, with the abolishment of GST and with the SST announcement still pending. What's your outlook on the fiscal deficit? Will you still stick to that fiscal consolidation agenda?
We'll see. But I think what is important is to maintain the financial health by ensuring that our current account balance remains in surplus. So I think we feel that there will be some pain that we have to go through on a temporary basis. But in the long term, I think it is healthy if we can get our finances cleaned up. So as I said, I remain confident that that as far as the public wants to see is a stronger financial system, and where it is not only competent but also accountable, and most important of all, transparent. And that's why, as I said, we do not want any red files. We want our accounts to be able to be consolidated. Yes.
So you still stick to 2.8% budget deficit for this year?
Let me come back with you. Let me come back to you the numbers later, because I haven't got all the numbers yet. All right.
Just coming back to the statement you mentioned about how the past government misrepresented the accounts. Are you referring to one MDB specifically or the national accounts overall?
I would say both. But particularly one MDB. Because one MDB would have an impact on our national accounts.
Just following up on that, in terms of the debt that's exceeding 1 trillion ringgit, is that more than was publicly disclosed, and what is the main factor for this? Is one MDB a contributor? What is contributing to this debt of in excess of 1 trillion ringgit?
How do I answer that? Now, of course, 1 NDB is one of the main factors. But then again, I think some of this information was not fully disclosed. So I think it's important that we get on with our discovery so that we can get all information on the table. As I said earlier, and I have to emphasize this, we want our accounts, our finances to be an open book. Auditors should have full access. I think all the important Treasury officials, whether it's Auditor General or Treasury officials, should not be prevented from viewing these accounts. I think these professional officers should be allowed to do their job, and of course to exercise trust on behalf of the people.
So the level of debt is higher than you expected then?
Well, it's higher than what was disclosed, but as I said, it also depends on how these accounts have been reported. So I think what the Prime Minister mentioned earlier is, of course, to state the actual state of affairs, because I think the people have a right to know the true state of affairs.
Can
Yes.
I ask, debate for a while? Can I ask who's going to be the new SecGen for MOF since Tan Sri Irwan Sharika has been transferred?
Can that announcement be made after I speak to the Prime Minister?
Actually, what will happen to the Buniputra Economic Empowerment Agenda?
Come again?
What will happen to the Buniputra Economic Empowerment Agenda?
Oh, I think as far as the Buniputra agenda is concerned, I think the Prime Minister has said that he will be organizing a congress, and we will be giving full support to the Prime Minister.
Maybe if I may ask, can you explain why exactly the personnel are not able to access these accounts that you mentioned?
Because they were barred.
On discovery of the files that could not access for auditing, what sort of actions can be taken against those who have prevented?
No, these officials that did not want the files to access were acting under instructions. And I think you know whose instructions. Okay?
When we back on the 1 trillion debt that we currently having, so adakah ini akan bermaksud Malaysia akan menuju ke arah bankrupt?
Sekiranya di bawah kerajaan lama, iyalah. Tapi di bawah kerajaan sekarang tidak. Kita akan selamatkan keadaan.
I also have one basic question, if I may ask. Can you tell the difference between the finance minister's role and the economic minister's role?
I can tell the difference definitely.
Yeah, I mean, can you share with us some of the differences? Because maybe some of the public are not really aware about the differences.
Well, I think if you Google on the internet, I'm sure you'll find the answer. All right. Thank you. I think.
What is the rate that being considered at the moment for SST?
Kalau kita ikut manifesto Pakatan Harapan, ialah kita akan pilih kadar yang lama. So kalau kadar lama, saya rasa itu 10%. So sekiranya ada apa-apa perubahan, kita akan maklumkan. Tapi kalau ikut manifesto Pakatan Harapan, kadar SST adalah 10%. Okay?
I mean, do we have a timetable for the review of the major projects agreed by the previous government?
Sorry, where are you from?
From China Xinhua News Agency.
I think we need to have a reassessment, because these projects are also a contributory factor to our debts.
So what about some project that's still ongoing? What about the money?
Well, as I've said, that these projects that you mentioned are also a contributory factor to our debt. So we need to assess it carefully. All right, thank you very much. Terima kasih semua.